Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. We're a week or more back from Trike Fest and just had a extra special trip this year. It was pretty dusty. You know, that was probably the biggest negative, but the biggest positive, I think, was the fact that we had some super special neighbors this year. We got set up right behind Jim Smith, and Jim Smith has been part of Trike Fest since day one, and is a fixture of Trike Fest. I've looked at his collection each time I've gone, even before I've gone. You know, when you Google around and try to figure out what you're going to expect and who you're going to meet and what's going to be there, a lot of times you'll find pictures of Jim's collection. So after having that special time next to him and his grandson Kingston Hash, we had the opportunity to give both of them a little interview, and then they took us for a little ride because they just had a special grandpa grandson time going on, and they included us for some of it, and it was extra special. But this what you're about to see is the interview with Jim Smith and Kingston Hash, coming right up. Hey everybody, we have a special treat for you today. I'm sitting here with the legend of Trike Fest, Kingston. What's it? Hash. Kingston Hash, grandson of extra legendary Trike Fest fame, Jim Smith. So,
hi everybody.
Jim has been our neighbor for Trike Fest, and we are gonna take a minute to go through his collection that he shared with us. This isn't your whole collection. This is just part of it, just a smattering.
Yeah. And
less than you normally bring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you had.
Oh, we didn't have.
Gimbal is going crazy.
We lost our enclosed trailer. Okay.
So you're saying the trailer that you normally bring wasn't available?
Yeah. My son sold it 3 weeks ago, so we had to bring an open trailer. My daughter pulled it down for us. It's Kingston's mama.
Yeah.
And we brought 3 of the show bikes and 3 riders.
Very cool.
And they're dirty.
This is what your trikes will look like even after washing and wiping down one day at Trike Fest.
Yeah.
But Jim is from Indiana, and you have been here every single Trike Fest. 21 years. So since 2001. That's right.
If you look over there, there's my Trike Fest. My daughter makes them for me.
Yep.
For Father's Day. And we not Trike Fest 2020.
That's right. COVID. Unofficial. Yeah. Bootleg Trike Fest. But the star of the weekend for me has been Kingston, who is also known as Button.
That's his nickname.
And Button has taken us on a ride yesterday on his Auto X. Can you tell us a little bit about this machine?
So, we took a 200X frame and we put a 200S motor in it. So it has a sequential clutch in it, so you don't have to pull the clutch in.
Yeah, yeah.
And then all we done to it, well, we stripped it all down when we got it, and then it took 72 hours to put it all back together, and we redone all of it, and then it was really shiny when we got done.
Yeah, and then Trike Fest happened?
Yep.
So 72 hours, that's about a quarter of the time it would take me to do this. So yeah. You've obviously got some skills.
Yeah.
The DG pipe, do you like the pipe on it?
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
I like those rims. Those aren't stock, are those ITP or Douglas wheels?
Yeah, Douglas.
Now I was impressed because yesterday we were riding some very technical trails, and I had a front row seat, and I could tell this isn't your first rodeo. You've been to Trike Fest as many years as I've been. 5 years. start this yourself?
Sometimes if it's warmed up, I get started.
Yeah.
But most times he starts it for me.
He was starting a buddy of mine's 350X. I won't name names, but so he's got the skills that shows. So I like the trim you put on your gas tank.
Yeah, makes them all look prettier.
Yeah. Now the ATC on your seat, is that hand stenciled?
Yeah.
Painted?
Sure.
Did you do that yourself, or did Grandpa do that?
He did it. He did the button on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I painted the ATC on it.
What's your favorite decal on this machine?
The castle. Well, that's over there.
The crashing section.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
It happens.
Yep.
Well, super. And this is Grandpa's over here?
Yep.
So this is a bit confusing because your tanks, no, your decals are 86, but these are 85s.
Yes.
Yep. 85.
Yeah.
What we had laying in the refrigerator, whatever decals with wings we stuck
Yeah.
on after we painted.
But they're second gen fenders.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what sort of mods did you have to do to get them to mount up? Anything in particular?
86, you have to build this up because they rubbed the thing, and I had to put polyurethane pieces to lower this down so it don't hit.
And that's it?
That's it.
How
You
about
have
that?
to do trimming up here,
Yeah.
and that way they'll fit in there. But that's the only mod. And we're going from the 200X on your, if you can see, a lot of guys when they do the 200X, see where the chain and the sprocket is behind the motor, they don't put that on there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the 200 SM they have that.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought two down here, and you have to trim this down to make it look decent.
I see now.
So it looks like, you know, and that way grandkids don't get their clothes caught in the sprocket.
Yeah, that's frowned upon.
Safety first is what Honda says.
And you had a good buddy that did chrome for you. So
Yes.
is that where all this chrome came
Yes.
from? So that's not polished aluminum,
No,
that's chrome.
all them there, whatever's aluminum's polished over there, our steel's been chromed.
Very cool. And these are out of 200S's, you said?
Yeah, the motors
The
are
motors.
200S.
And that's got a Kaufman's exhaust, I noticed.
It's loud. He likes
Yeah.
this one because it's louder than his. Yesterday we was going to the ditch run and it was really popping going down the hill. But this motor here is sort of a sleeper. I ported polished. It's got a webcam.
There you go.
And everybody just looks at that and when did Honda put a pole rope on a 200X?
Yeah.
Then you got to explain to him that's a 200S, ES, M, whatever motor, auto motor. 185s are on there, but they're just not zippy as much as these. So.
Well, very nice.
They're our riders.
And then what did you call these three the other day? You said you're going to take these on the parade today, but you call them...
We were. They're pavement princesses.
Pavement princesses. Man.
The only time they get rode is when we're at home or here, and all we do is starve and ride them up in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then when we get home, we run them up and down the road to get them all lubed up once a month.
Yeah. Now, which one's your favorite?
That 200X.
That 200X? And that's yours, right?
Yep.
This 86 350X is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I like how Grandpa's got the white letters on it.
Yeah, that always takes forever when we're getting ready.
Do you have to touch up? Does it wear off over time?
Yeah, sometimes we gotta touch it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like on mine over there, we had to do all 3 tires on it. We had to touch them up a little bit.
Yeah. So your cases are polished.
Yep. No, they're chromed. So we got the cases chromed, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So then the foot pegs, your brake lever, your exhaust guard, and that's custom.
Yeah, he made both
Kicker.
of these custom.
And why the blue header?
It looks pretty.
Yeah. Very nice. 86. We know this is 86 because it's got white plastic, it's got the ATC on the seat. This would normally be black, but it has been polished here. They're talking about me over there. This is a beautifully done machine here.
It's all been redone from the ground up.
And your grandpa made that headlight guard?
Yep, custom made headlight guard.
Dura-Blue axle.
All of them have Dura-Blue axles on them.
What's this exhaust? I didn't notice.
Cobra exhaust.
Cobra exhaust.
These two got Cobras.
Chrome swing arm. Another Cobra exhaust. Dura-Blue axle. 350X axle.
I couldn't find an extended 200X axle. And I got to be pretty good friends with this John at Dura-Blue.
Yeah.
And I called him, I said, can't you just fire that thing up and run it? I can't do it. And he said, Jim, I have got 250R and 350X axles on the shelf. Buku, I'll make a deal. And I go, well, what's the deal? 150 bucks. And when I bought them for them, that was 375.
Yeah.
I said, send me one. Because I had a whole bunch of 350X swing arms, so I went and cut the carrier holder off the swing arm, took his off, and welded the 350X on that so that axle would work and use the 350X carrier bearing.
You can see
So
it
we
there.
didn't have to have the spacers that bolts, and it's a joke. This way it looks different. It sort of looks real.
Yeah.
It's wide.
You wouldn't know.
350.
If you didn't say, you wouldn't know.
Axles were really wide because the 200X wasn't even that extended, wasn't that wide. But that's where you get the safety in on little kids because they're not tippy like when they're stock and the tires are in.
Yeah.
And I always extended everything out for all my grandkids so they're wider. That way they won't do a side wheelie and flop on them.
So this is beautiful. OEM fenders that are gorgeous. More chrome work, more polished work. Is there a significance to the stuffed animals?
No, I just, Honda had them and they gave me both of them little bears, so I just stuck them on there. I think that's an O'Neill bear there, isn't it?
Yep.
One of them is.
That's great.
My friends own Honda at Greensburg, Indiana, and they always throw stuff my way.
That's great. And it's just the run-of-the-mill, you know, nothing special machine here. Not the most desirable machine that they Honda offered.
Yeah, it's the 250R. There ain't nothing, no port polish or anything on it. All I have is the rad valve and the FMF pipe.
That's beautiful. Well, your cases are polished.
Yes, sir.
They're beautiful.
I did do that. Now my boys are. I polished his jug and everything. His motor's beautiful.
Yep.
It is pretty, and I just they pull that down to do that because that's a lot of work. It took me 2 weeks to get that jug polished. Mine was sanded down smooth. Had blisters on my fingers. I'd sit on the chair every night after work and polish or sand for an hour.
These are gorgeous. Now, on the side of your swinger, you said this is in memory of John McKenzie. Who is John McKenzie?
He was like a son to me.
Yeah.
He took his life in my garage.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was schizo.
Okay.
And I was at work and he was there and he ended his life because he was telling me stuff he was seeing. His hair on fire and everything. He didn't like things that weren't right, so he decided to stay. 23 years old.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Come home and there he was late. He bled out on my floor.
Oh.
It done me in.
I bet.
Had to get professional help and medication. I just bawled forever. You know, it was like a sunny day. He dated my daughter, and then they broke up, and then like a month later he seen me getting gas down and said, hey.
Notice the frame's kind of like the front hub's like a candy red almost. Well, very cool. And he also brought the 250 SX over there. Is that it? Is that everything you brought?
Yep.
But you told me you also have a TRX 90.
Yeah. I want a 400EX.
Yeah, that's right. I think you need one of those.
Yep.
What else does Grandpa have at home that we didn't bring?
We have a Zinger, a Polaris Razor, a TRX 90, and a 400EX.
And Kevin's 70Y when it's set on a Fox head and rotated, and a 250R.
Yeah. Yeah, normally you've got the turntable.
I told him, I picked it up, I set it down. I said, well, should we take this? Well, let's don't take it. It's just you and I. We're only sitting at 110 this year, so maybe next year will be different. We'll bring everything.
Yeah. I think I got video of it from last year, so we'll do a little display over here with it. Now, Grandpa's truck is something else over there.
Yep.
Now, what is that, 1990?
1990
Z71, off-road.
86,000 miles. And tell him what I tell you.
When I turn 16 and I keep my nose clean, that's my truck.
Awesome. That's like what my grandpa said. Keep your nose clean, keep powder dry, be a good guy. Gets you a long ways.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
My cousin would really like that truck. He's a red Chevy guy. Always a red Chevy. And he's got the first one that he ever had, and it came from our grandpa. So
really?
He was a red Chevy guy. So there's something to be said about grandpas who like red Chevys. And I'm a Dodge guy, so brainwashed at a young age. Well, I think that might be it. Well, let's walk out here real quick. We got the Trike Fest signs. We just talked to Rich Kirk, and he mentioned John Swinehart, who was a big player in the Trike Fest three-wheeler world community. So he passed away a couple years ago, but gone but not forgotten. Jim's got his signage out here. He just got his new Honda Hoarder flag. This lights up at night, so I'll have to ask him why the affinity towards the Fox heads. They must just really like them. We talked about this machine. Beautiful. I think that's all we got for today for you guys. Kingston, thank you very much for your time today. You too, Jim. Appreciate you. And
it was fun being your neighbor.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed every minute.
Donuts, hand delivered. Coffee.
Hand delivered.
It took Derek 2 hours to make a pot of coffee, but we had 3 cups from Jim in the meantime. So, but next year, fried chicken, and we're gonna make some changes. We're gonna bring a garage setup like Jim, so we can combine forces and have a big spread here. But all right, thank you, everybody. We'll catch you. Well, there you have it. That was how the interview went, and Kingston knows his stuff, so I was very impressed by that guy. And then they took us on this ride. This was just a little follow the leader type ride, so it's not fast paced. It's not, you know, nobody crashes, nobody does anything, but enjoy that. And just gonna let that play out start to finish. But thank you so much, Jim. Thank you so much, Kingston. Appreciate you guys, and we look forward to hanging out with you guys next year. Leaving this video of Derek trying to start his 350X in here because you have to see how he eventually gets his 3-wheeler started. It's pretty impressive. And we've all been in Derek's shoes right now, so it's not like I'm doing this to make fun or anything, but it's just, it's great. So here comes Jim. Is he gonna go try to go down and pop it?
I don't know what he's doing.
Started right up on the first try.
I know. I think he needs to give it a little gas when he kicks it. I don't think he is.
You want to ride it downhill onto the flat?
Yeah.
I can help push. I'm good at it.
Thanks, buddy.
Fucking thing.
You pop it?
So we come back from.
Yeah. Huh?
Is he broke down?
No.
Okay. I was hoping he was going to ask for a pull back to the camper. I was going to no. Leave me stranded again like that, left my wingman.
I'm breathing heavy though. Woo.
Up here in this thin air.
Yeah, right? Is he coming?
I told Jim he's going to have to slow down. We can't maintain that pace.
I know. There he is. So I know this isn't the most fast-paced, you know, adrenaline rush type of riding, but it is very technical with all the ups and downs and the, you know, angled trails with the ruts. And I'm pretty impressed by Kingston and how he's doing here. And what I really enjoyed watching was the way that he and his grandfather interact. And they've got this little code that they, you know, through hand gestures and just looks, you know, they know what each other's saying to each other. And so it's just neat. There's a really cool spot coming up where we go down through a big valley, and you'll see what I'm talking about there. But I was just enjoying watching this show.
They never knock on wood wiped out,
Right.
which I was impressed.
I've never broken. Oh, I'm not even gonna tell you.
No, don't say that. Let's leave it at that.